Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow reptiles, to Ask Rep Q&A number 14, where I answer your questions that you've submitted to me. But before we begin, Audible.com is a website hosted by Amazon that hosts thousands upon thousands of audiobooks for your listening entertainment and enjoyment. Recently, I've been in a very big science fiction mood, and I've been listening to Star Wars Fatal Alliance, which so far has been a fantastic book, if you like Star Wars, that is. If you use my link, audible.com/MrRepzion, you will get a free 30-day trial to audible.com to test it out for yourself. Along, you will get a free audiobook of your choosing with that free 30-day trial. Pretty snazzy, isn't it?
Mr. Repzion, first-time YouTuber, potentially, asking for some advice. If I were to upload something on YouTube, some actual content that I want people to look at, how do I attract subscribers? Not even subscribers? How do I attract viewers? How do I get people to look at my content and judge whether or not they find it entertaining?
One of the best and fastest ways to get more views and to get people to watch your video is to show your nipple. Show your breasts. I mean, I know that's not much, but right there, that nipple, known as Heisenberg, gets all the views on my channel. I mean, if it wasn't for my nipple, if it wasn't for my breasticles, I probably wouldn't have any subscribers. Humor aside, though, if you really want to get people to watch your content, find your videos, and be interested in what you have to say, the two most important things for your videos are, in fact, the title of your video, an engaging title to make people read it, and they're like, that sounds interesting. I want to click it, and they click it. The second most important thing if you want people to click on your video and to watch your video is the use of thumbnails. Now, if you're a big YouTuber and you like to use a lot of boobs or cleavage in your videos, but you don't actually have that in your video, you just use it to get people to click on your video, that's stupid, that's cheap, that's false, and that's known as false thumbnails, and I don't like false thumbnails, and I know you and many other people can agree on that fact that we don't like clicking on something that has nothing in relation to the video itself. A lot of big YouTubers do this. I am not in support of false thumbnails. What I try to do in my thumbnails recently is that I've been trying to put thumbnails that relate to the topic that I'm discussing. Whether that's, like my most recent video, the atheist test. I simply went on to Google and I searched in test, and up popped a pencil and someone looks like they're filling in a test. And I used that as my thumbnail. And it got almost 30,000 views because of that thumbnail. Your thumbnail is one of the most important things along with the title in order to reach an audience, to catch the eye of an audience, or make them interested in clicking on your video. So those are the two things that I would recommend. Also, the use of tags in your videos. Depending on what you're talking about, if you're talking about religion, atheism, Scientology, sex, whatever it be, sex toys, how to lose your virginity, whatever it be, is to use tags that relate to that topic. And I, like all my religion videos, I always put religion, God, Jesus, atheism, what is God, does God exist, is Christianity false, Christianity is stupid, Christianity is true, I use all of those phrases that people often type into YouTube for searching, and my videos will pop up when people search that. So those would be my 3 recommendations: tags, thumbnails, and video title. Hope that helps.
Hey Daniel, my question for you is, what do you think about plastic surgery? Because on the one side it's helping a lot of people after car accidents or just accidents, and on the other side it's supporting people with their beauty delusion and things like that, and I just wanted to know that.
I wouldn't necessarily call it a beauty delusion. I mean, granted, I do think there are some women out there who do have this beauty delusion that they have to look a certain way in order for someone to like them, in order for someone to love them, in order for someone to care for them. So therefore they think that by getting breast implants, butt implants, that will make more guys like them. There are those type of women out there who think this way. However, I would not label women or all women who get plastic surgery as having a beauty delusion. You mentioned car accidents, someone who gets in a car accident and they get their face messed up or whatever. Plastic surgery, I support people getting plastic surgery under those circumstances. I also support the use of plastic surgery under the, like, if a woman, let's just say, is very insecure with her body. Let's say she is very insecure with her her lips, maybe her boobs. Maybe her boobs aren't as big as she would like them to be. Maybe her butt's not as big as she'd want them to be. Maybe she wants bigger hips. My point is that I have no problem with a woman going through plastic surgery if it makes her feel more secure about her body. Now, obviously, if a girl is getting plastic surgery because she wants more guys to like her, that's stupid and superficial and I think dumb. You shouldn't. I don't believe you should be spending thousands and thousands of dollars to get breast implants just to make more guys like you. I think that's if you do it for the motive of, hey, I want to feel more confident in my body, so I'm gonna get breast implants or I'm gonna get this or whatever, plastic surgery or get a nose job, lip job, whatever it be, then I support that. But because we are in a society where body image is really put down if you don't meet a certain standard, and on young women and even men to an extent of how they have to meet this certain criteria, they have to look a certain way. I mean, I can't go into most men's stores without seeing some ripped out, shirtless, six-pack dude, and I'm looking at that like, yeah, I'm buff, but I don't look like that. I only see plastic surgery as a negative thing when it's done for the wrong motives and intentions. Otherwise, I'm perfectly fine with someone choosing plastic surgery for themselves. As long as it's not like this overdone, I want to have plastic surgery on every part of my body type of thing, because that can actually be really unhealthy for you, and that can also have a lot of health problems that can give you later in life.
Hi, Mr. Repsion. I've never done one of these before, so I'm a little bit nervous. But I just watched your video on fat shaming, and it really interested me because I used to be overweight. I mean, not really that much. I was maybe like 190 pounds, I think, and I'm 5'10". So I was overweight, but not like morbidly obese, obviously. And a lot of the things I struggled with, especially in high school, was that, you know, I was afraid that boys wouldn't like me because I was overweight. And I struggled with a lot of insecurity from that. And so I wanted to ask you if you would consider dating a girl that was overweight, not necessarily falling over because she's so overweight, but just a girl who's maybe chubby, or I don't like that word. I don't like chubby. Maybe like just not society's view of thin.
Would I date a girl who is overweight? The answer is yes, but I'd like to say, what classifies someone as overweight? Because my definition is very, very different from society's definition of overweight. When I think of someone who's overweight, I think of someone who is very, very unhealthy, who physically can barely walk and move. That's when I think of overweight. And society's standard of overweight can be, and this is an estimate, if a girl weighs over 130 pounds, she's considered fat, or she's considered overweight. And that's bull fucking shit, in my opinion. I actually prefer girls heavier than me. I prefer girls bigger than me. And when it comes to my personal definition of overweight, as I just said, they have to be physically unhealthy and they can barely move. That's my definition of overweight. So, flexibility-wise, I don't care if a girl weighs 120 pounds or she weighs 200 pounds. In fact, my personal preference for how heavy a woman weighs, my preference is typically between 150 and 190. Some people may be turned off by that. Some people will say, oh my, I can't believe you would date someone who weighs that. But honestly, who the fuck cares? Like, if you really base who you date off how much they weigh, you're an asshole. Like, that is so stupid. Very, very sad to me that someone can really date someone based upon such superficial standards of, oh, you're not big enough, or you're not tall enough for my standard.
My question is, if you were given the opportunity to augment your body with technology that made it possible for you to achieve far more than you ever could in your natural state, would you take it?
Absolutely, I would take it. I find the idea in science fiction of augmented body parts, augmented bodies to be freaking awesome. You know, having little bits of, like, robotics into you and, you know, improves your eye vision, improves whatever. I've always been curious, though, in a lot of the science fiction books of when people get augmented and their body is improved beyond their human capacity. Have you ever thought about augmented penises? Like, how would an augmented penis work? Like, would it still work like a normal penis? Or would your penis be harder when it's augmented? If you know where I'm going with this. My point is, yes, I would take augmentation instantly, as long as there would be no effects on my body in terms of me having a shorter lifespan. Like if I got augmented and that would reduce my lifespan, I would want augmentation, because I think the ability to achieve more than what I'm humanly capable of would be awesome. It would be an advancement, and I could do so much more, not only to help people, but imagine the military having people who are all augmented to 5 times the strength of a normal human being, or 5 times the agility, or you get augmented to the point of where you don't actually have to physically eat anything, or you don't have to sleep. Imagine that one. I would love an augmentation where I didn't have to sleep, because I could achieve so much more if I didn't get sleepy, if I didn't get tired, and if I didn't have to eat. I could do so much more, and I could work so much more, and I could do my life would be so much more abundant if I didn't have to sleep and eat, in my personal opinion. So yeah, I would take augmentation instantly if it was offered to me. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This was Ask Rep Q&A number 14. Thank you guys for watching. Please remember, submit a video. You can now post YouTube links down in the comments, which is terrible in my opinion. I think YouTube should implement it to where you can only post YouTube links. You can't post any other links, only YouTube links. That's the way they should change it for the comment section, since Google Plus has fucked everything over. But anyways, I will be making an Ask Rep Q&A number 15, assuming you guys submit videos to my video asking me questions. So, like all previous episodes, please submit me your questions in a video format showing me who you are. I will download your video, and I may use it in my next Ask Rep Q&A number 15. Please, 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 I love doing these Ask Rep Q&As, and if you like watching them, by all means, post your video down below, and I will try to watch it, and I will go through the comments, and I will selectively choose what videos I would like to answer and include you guys in my video. So with that said, my name is Mr. Repzion, also known as Daniel Sulzbach. Do not forget, if you want a free 30-day trial from Audible.com, which has thousands of audiobooks for your listening, entertainment, and enjoyment, they have everything you can imagine, almost every single Star Wars book that I own, use my link right here, audible.com/Mr. Repzion. You'll get a free 30-day trial and a free audiobook of your choosing. Thank you guys for watching. Peace, the Rep out.